you know, we'll see if they can really capitalize on it. Oh, no.
Clash is still going on. Kyle TZ with the Unleash the Beast. It's going to be a 5-on-5. Glorious Pathway already dropped down. 3 more. TZ got picked off there by Super Marco, but in exchange for Kyle TZ. Flap TZ with a beautiful combo, though. Next man down here is Yowie, but Zaida still leading the charge alongside Benny Cutie.
Oh, they might go for 3 more here.
Yeah. Okay, Unleash the Beast coming in from Kyle TZ. Can he have to stay here? Shortcut there. 3 more. TZ was able to walk away. Glorious Pathway in the clutch. Nether Realm coming in from view. Kyle TZ still in the picture. Super Marco trying to work on them. Who's going to fall down first? Yowie Immortality pop there. And Kyle TZ falls down. But in exchange for Yowie, a godlike kill from Benny Cutie. And a double for 3.
I really like it because you're going to slow down the match a lot with your Ring of Punishment. So he can't go too crazy. And
game number 4 once again. Welcome to this last series of the day. We already know what's at stake here, and it's match point right now for Team Falcons. Off of 2 dominating wins, can they cap out the series here, or will TNC rise above it all and take us to game 5? Renmar already shared his thoughts here. Ingan, what do you think of the team compositions?
I mean, I have to agree with Renmar that you can't count out the fact that 3 more TZ, especially when he scales up, can one-shot the few, or even Super Marco if the flicker isn't available. But for Falcon, I mean, it's a proven and tested lineup, so if they play it safe. But wait a minute, Benny Cutie though forced to use the flicker because Owen was there.
Yeah, forced the flick early. Slancy with a juice in also. Let's see if we are going to game number 5 or if Falcons will just run over TNC. Again, the strength of their lineup is their capability to end this sub 15 minutes if they get their conditions right and if they punish rotations and early skirmish errors from TNC Pro Team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do that, but I feel like they have the makings. Like, TNC has the makings of a really good game here for them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Lancey with the Jushin, like you already mentioned, but even that, I mean, the Masha serves a great purpose from 3mar. Hopefully he's able to execute it, because we could see even on the flip side, Falcons can handle that Masha well. Now, that's where also the chip kind of comes in, and you know, the last chip game we saw them play wasn't the best. You know, it didn't end up working out really well for them. So I feel like this might be, in a way, a kind of like a redemption on some of these picks too for TNC to see if they can make it work here in this game 4. So this turtle's up. Zaida will go ahead and start it up. This is the Fredrin that usually works so well, but Falcons might have an answer for this.
Yeah. Continuous Lantern Flare there from Lancey as Flap TZ. Still in the picture. Owen now alongside Kyle TZ with the Unleash the Beast. Good combo there for Falcons as they pick up a kill onto Yowie and to Zaida. A double for Kyle TZ.
Okay, we can't forget about the damage from Lucas early game, can we?
Yep. 2 early kills for the first turtle. That's not the start that you want to give Team Falcons. TNC's window is closing very, very fast. One of the things that they have to accept is if they lose the second turtle again, that they have to put all their eggs in the Benny Cutie basket. Their lineup is built incredibly well for a Granger to shine. So if second turtle doesn't go well, they're gonna have to switch gears instantly, put all in for Benny Cutie, because Falcons does not have the reach for that Granger. They have the brute force entry to just smash through the front line to get to the Granger, but they don't have the reach, and it's gonna be a tough team fight for them to do it.
Yeah, that's the hard part about it too, is the fact that those 2 kills went in the hands of Kyle TZ, and because of Lucas jungle already is quite a threat, you know, early on. Now that he gets to scale up a little bit faster, especially against a Fredrin, so it's kind of going to be work for Zaida to go ahead and continue to try to keep pace, you know, with Kyle TZ and Lucas for now. But like you said, I think it really does come down to what we see for that second turtle, and if TNC can go ahead and make the adjustments. Because again, even before that, they were lacking some of the crucial ultimates and utility that this composition will give them. Again, a lot of the eyes are going to be on Yowie and how he makes his chip work. Chip, anytime that teams take it, is either it works in their favor or it honestly works against them for a lot of teams. So TNC wants to kind of slow things down.
Tried to go for an exit route there for FLCN. Forced to use the flicker, but still got taken down by 3mar and Zaida.
Yeah, fantastic rotation there by TNC Pro Team. It was just a two-man job to take down the Badang. You open up the top lane for more gold for the Masha and the Fredrin also to balance out the loss that you got, giving 2 kills away to the Lucas. So that was the right call for TNC Pro Team at the right time, and now Falcons has to find a trade.
Okay, Yawi pops his ultimate now. Here comes 3mar, but Kyle TZ has the Unleash the Beast though. Super Marco being able to dish out the damage, but the first man down is Kyle TZ. Next target might be Ogwin here. Couple of hits away, but FLCN and Few comes here to the rescue.
All right, great pickup. TNC is doing the things that they have to to get back into this game. First it was the pickup off top, then they get a response and they take out Kyle TZ now bottom. Turtle's up, but now one could actually see TNC go and contest this. They should have a little more confidence in dealing with the next objective. Yeah,
we said earlier that the window of TNC Pro Team was closing fast. They've opened it up yet again very quickly, delivering a kill onto Kyle TZ. It's balanced now, 2-1-0 for both junglers. Zaida has caught up to the Lucas. Still a very, very slight lead, but at this point, yeah, you consider that caught up already. Falcons are going to be starting off this turtle first hand. It's going to be Chip in the bottom lane. Let's see if Yawi's going to go there or continue the pressure into Super Marco's lane.
Falcons working on the turtle. It's going to be uncontested. They're trying to go for a trade down in the bottom, and they do so successfully, but the minions was able to clear out by Super Marco.
Can Falcons get the tower in the mid? Yeah, they can just go ahead and rush that, right? No, Zaida's there to defend. Good thing that Zaida was there to hold on to that mid tower, because if Falcons broke that quickly this early on, that would have been bad for TNC Pro Team. But so far, they've recovered very well from that first turtle fight.
Yeah, they're making these kind of small moves that they need to at least keep things from going out of hand, and that's the main point for TNC's lineup. They have to go ahead and give Benny Cutie the time to build up here because they don't really have any, sudden damage that they can utilize. Now, the utility with the chip is great, but even for 3mar, like we've seen this from the Masha before, where you're so valuable, especially later on.
Yeah.
Like you're just going for whatever target that is, and eventually that's going to be Super Marco. You take him out of the picture, or you get the Netherrealm out. There's Yawi jumping in.
Flickers in with the ultimate. Here comes the whole squad of TNC, but a good Netherrealm coming in from Pew. They are able to take down Yawi and 3mar TZ. Still no casualties for Falcons as they take the turret down bottom.
TNC overestimated their advantage there at the bottom. Wow. As they weren't able to check the shrub that Kyle TZ was hiding, and Yawi was just like, yeah, this is a clear target, I'm going to go for these guys right away. But they didn't expect that the Lucas was right there. That also opened up the top lane for FLCN to push as they decided to go all in the defense in the bottom. Punishment there by Falcons.
Yeah, that's the punishment, and that's what I was saying. The chip is either going to work for you in situations or it's going to work against you, and that was one of those that didn't work for TNC.
Yeah.
The idea was right, but that's always the risk, right? You never know exactly where they're going to be setting up in the bush and surprising you with. And not only that, too, but the Revitalize. A lot of the times, we kind of forget about Hylos now in the current meta. He still does pop up from time to time. But the Hylos, with that pathway, with the Revitalize, helps out in those little corners and skirmishes that do break out. So now, last turtle of the game, is it just going to be 3 for 3 for Falcons?
Yawi concealed, tries to go for the flank from behind. Another realm casted again by Few as Kyle TZ gets the turtle. Yawi caught in the middle, getting ganked up by 5 as 3mar TZ also falls down.
That is a world championship winning Faramis in the hands of Few, and clutch on the Netherrealm yet again. The great entry by Yawi snuffed out immediately by an even better utility Netherrealm by Few.
Can't sleep on the Faramis right now. Mid lane's being assaulted down. They're going to clear out the waves, though. So TNC will hold on to the tier 1 turret for now. Again, objectively, Falcons has been on point. Lord's going to be up in a minute and a half. How are we looking in the items?
All right, in terms of the gold laners, the lead of Super Marco is starting to balloon, but Benny Cutie is safely being able to farm. Hasn't gotten a death just yet. He's going to be left to his own devices to get more items in. While for the two junglers, a 1,000 gold lead, favoring Kyle TZ, already up to a Queen's Wings, and that's going to make team fighting a little bit more deadly for TNC to deal with. Because now there's going to be Lucas, that even if you bring him down low, you could see him get health very quickly back up again.
And it all started with that double kill, like early on, right? This is why Kyle TZ is having a pretty good time on the Lucas in the jungle. Even though he was taken down earlier on, he has to be dealt with. So you see the Sea Halberd being picked up by 3mar right now to help with some of that. He's just waiting patiently here too, but again, this is mostly information.
Commits a thunderclap. Super Marco was able to flicker out. Even got the Nether Realm, but Yaoi from behind. There's no more Nether Realm. Glorious pathway from Ogwin. Here goes Falcon and TNC. Malco got away. Few got bursted down though. But with the passive, he can be in the picture at any given moment now. That was one trade for TNC.
Worth?
Yeah, so worth it. And it was Few, the guy who had so many stacks on his passive that he instantly just went back into the game.
Yeah. He's like, don't worry, I'll die because I'm going to be back.
That was such a great call by Few and Ogwin to just be like, all right, let's stay here. Let Super Marco recall away in the bush. I would not be surprised if that was Captain Few's call.
Oh, man. What it's going to lead into. They do get a turret up top for TNC, but the Lord's going to be worked on. Now TNC wants to go toe-to-toe with this. 3mar's making his way.
Here comes the Glorious Pathway, paired up with Zaman Force and Unleash the Beast. They're just wrecking havoc, trying to zone out TNC. Shockwave Blast will miss, but this one for sure will go to Kyle TZ.
Yaoi latches on, he hits the basic attack, hits the ultimate as well, and TC Pro Team are going for the turn. 3mar, TZ finds Few, and more bodies are falling on the side of Falcons. Flap TZ, his ultimate is not enough.
Super Marco desperately trying to evade that, but a double kill for 3mar, TZ, and a clap back for the Phoenix Army.
That is a massive win for TNC. That is a team fight they needed to happen. Yeah, the Lord went to Falcons, but man, TNC had to come online and they made it happen. So hopefully that's enough to get themselves back into this game. I would actually say they are back into the game.
Yeah, you saw Yaoi desperately just trying to chase after Kyle TZ so he could latch in his enhanced basic attack so that he could drop down his ultimate, and it all worked out for TNC Pro Team. 3mar TZ instantly being able to get a bomb onto Few as the Masha. One of the conditions we talked about. It opens up the map a little bit for TNC Pro Team, yes, but Falcons are still continuing their pressure in the center, taking down the tower as TNC had to deal with the Lord up top. But this is a very close game. What a call. Fantastic by TNC Pro Team to clap back into this.
Yeah, a few steps closer for 3mar TZ for that one shot. Sea Halberd plus Malefic Roar. It's a good side for TNC, but Super Marco also picks up a Holy Crystal. So if you, proper timing of the Nether Realm could be beneficial for Falcons here, unless 3mar TZ forces out the Nether Realm in a bad spot because of the Thunderclap.
Yeah, so this is going to be a longer game, I feel like, that we're going to see here. Already nearing that 12-minute mark. Falcons is making their way down the bottom side, but I don't think they're really going to get much push here. There's good push happening from 3mar up top. Okay, they do get the tier 2 turret. They might trade things out. They still have a minute for the Lord up, so it's really find what they can. These tier 2 turrets will be falling, so 3mar's been playing huge on the Masha, and we mentioned this back when the game loaded up. We were like, man, 3mar on the Masha, we've seen this win games, right? The Masha alone is quite devastating, so interesting. I think he just picked up recently, his item was what, the Malefic Roar?
Yeah.
So he just got that too, so that burst damage potential that he can do on Super Marco, maybe, you know, at least you get the Nether Realm out, and if that's enough to go ahead and get that utility out, that's a win for TNC in these team fights. So great usage.
Yeah, I mean, that is like the best strength of Masha is that the raw damage output that you can dish out forces out reactions from your opponents. If you're not going to get a kill, you're winning the trade in the battle spell usages. They don't know the 3mar TZ's here. See if TNC will try to make a play out of this. Seems like they won't.
Well, not sure if I saw that correctly, but Ogwen picks up a fleeting time for the Hylas now. Lord spawned a while ago. It was Kyle TZ was able to pick up the Lord, but a good clapback from TNC, so they can replicate it, or better yet, Zaida out-retry Kyle TZ.
Fleeting time. They want to be able to use the Glorious Pathway much more often, not only for initiation, but for escape when they need to get the hell on out of there.
Yeah, they're going to have to. So once again, objective is up. Falcons will start it up. TNC can go ahead and respond to this, and that's the thing too. Zaida being on the old Fredrin, you can kind of just hang out. You know, you don't really have to worry too much like we've seen from the Assassin junglers, but Falcons.
Yaoi.
There's Yaoi.
Okay, Flap TZ commits the combo onto Zaida, But from the back, though, they might be able to burst out Kyle TZ out of the picture. NetherRealm is there. Zaida went to pick up the Lord. Super Marco got kills, but he's trying to escape now. 3mar TZ has to flicker out. Cutie dishing out the damage, though, as Flap TZ has to flicker away. And TNC secures the Lord.
Yeah, we found the play. 3mar TZ's recall gets stopped. He gets found down. A shutdown by Few. But you cannot change what has happened. TNC has secured the Lord and will march with it. They'll start as a 5v4 with Falcons favoring the 5. But TNC Pro Team will have the Lord with them.
Yeah, they're going to have the Lord here. Again, what a turn of events. The way they made that happen, Yawi came in from that off angle, utilizing the chip, surprised them. We're going to take a look at the replay here, too. And the fact that they were able to take out Kyle TZ. Both junglers were the focus for both teams.
Yeah.
And it was Kyle TZ that got taken out first, and then Zaida. But Zaida, he finished the job. He got the Lord at least. And still, you know, we'll see if they can really capitalize on it. Oh, no.
Clash is still going on. Kyle TZ with the Unleash the Beast. It's going to be a 5-on-5. Glorious Pathway already dropped down. 3mar TZ got picked off there by Super Marco, but in exchange for Kyle TZ. Flap TZ with a beautiful combo, though. Next man down here is Yawi, but Zaida still leading the charge alongside Benny Cutie. A triple for the Storm. Lord still sieging, and they might be able to take down an inhibitor turret.
Folks, I told y'all there was something about the lineup of TNC Pro Team that screams game number 5, that they can force it. Falcons slowly falling apart now as Benny Cutie has 5 stacks on the Skypiercer.
5 stacks for Benny Cutie, man. Remember, we've seen these gold laners go through the series already. Popping off on one game, another game they're struggling, and it's been this back and forth between both of them. Now this to say, for this one specifically, Super Marco's having a hell of a game on the Harith and Benny Cutie as well, but you're seeing the struggle, right? The teams are trying to get to these gold laners. 3mar to Super Marco. We've seen Kyle TZ try to get to Benny Cutie, but Benny Cutie's positioning and the protection of the team are so good that you can't catch him. You know, and so you have this constant battle, and I honestly think it's going to come down to that, where are your gold laners still alive? Are they still able to pop off all that damage? And even dealing with 3mar, that's another thing that Falcons have to do. So we're 30 seconds away from that Lord coming up. And honestly, TNC has really found the adjustments they needed after that early game.
My mind is going back to that Lord take, the one where TNC, Yawi was able to surprise Kyle TZ. So he used the flash step dash already. The basic attack, I don't know if he was targeting it at the Lord, but the reason why he was brought even closer to where Yawi was coming in from the back was because it was the enhanced flash step basic attack that brought him back behind the Lord. He was in front of the Lord, it brought him behind the Lord, closer to Yawi, closer to Lancy, hence why he was taken down first, as their other members of Falcons were going forward, trying to go for the kills, the chase, as Kyle TZ was left behind, and now it has led to this, all of this. Falcons, though, rushing it. Can TNC stop? Falcons yet again.
Yawi again with a concealed Flap TZ, paired him with a glorious pathway, also Retribution, battle like Kyle TZ secures it, though. A kill onto Yawi, clutch NetherRealm once again. Zaida caught in the middle, working on Flap TZ, and Flap TZ. Marco is down, though. 3 members are out for TNC. Kyle TZ has to walk away, getting chased down by Lancy and Benny and Ogwin. Glorious pathway to escape.
Oh, what a play. It seems like deja vu almost for that one.
Yeah.
Yawi came in the same way, but hey, the Lord this time went to Falcons.
This time they were able to respond to it much better. It was a much more concentrated effort around the Lord, which meant Kyle TZ was able to secure it for himself. They're delaying it as long as they could, the march out, so that Flap TZ and Super Marco can respawn. Hell of an effort there by TNC Pro Team. Thought that they could get the win. Benny Cutie is still deathless now with 6 stacks on the Skypiercer. This siege for Falcons is going to be easier said than done. It's going to be very difficult. We look here, Kyle TZ, CC immune during that time. Hence why he was able to get the Retribution battle win, but that was a tough battle to win.
Man, again, like you just seeing it in the replay, deja vu. And maybe we see that happen again. Like, because most likely TNC is going to clear this out. I don't really expect them to lose all the base turrets. I'm not even sure if Falcons will push it in completely. But that's the thing. I mean, 3mar still down on the bottom side. They should be able to clear this out. Benny Cutie's still untouched, right? That's the main thing. We see the struggle of Falcons when they're trying to initiate those fights where how do we get to Benny? So they're going to hold the Lord here the best they can. It might go ahead and get that charge in on this turret.
Yeah.
Right now, Falcons going for it.
There comes the Glorious Pathway already dropped down as they burst down inhibitor up top, but Thrymar Teasy, on the other hand, forcing a recall from Flap there.
Yeah.
He also has to back off because the Lord has already exposed the base of TNC.
Yeah, you just balance it out. You're not going to force anything there if you're Falcons. Way too risky, especially with a threat of the Masha in the bottom lane. And even if you send one person to defend, that's one person that the Masha most likely will be able to blast down.
Yep.
So Falcons had to reset. TNC Pro team did what they could to hold on and defend in that scenario. They lose a tower, but they have not lost the game. Look at all of those damage items on the hands of Thrymar. That is a Masha bomb waiting to happen.
I don't know if we'd call that a thunderclap anymore. Like, it's way more than just thunder, man. Like,
yeah.
And Thrymar with what was his last one? Did he go the Dragon Spear for his last item?
Yeah,
that was a GDS in the last.
GDS, so he went that. So that's the thing. And now that we get to this point where we're reaching that 20-minute mark and the Lord that's coming up here is the one that they want. Now, I think at this point, oh, hold on. Seal's going to be used.
Oh.
They might go for Thrymar here.
Yeah. Okay, Unleash the Beast coming in from Kyle Teasy, heading out to stay near. Shortcut there. Thrymar Teasy was able to walk away. Glorious Pathway in the clutch. Nether Realm coming in from view. Kyle Teasy still in the picture as Super Marco trying to work on them. Who's going to fall down first? Yaoi Immortality popped there, and Kyle Teasy falls down. But in exchange for Yaoi, a godlike kill from Benny Cutie, and a double for Thrymar Teasy.
It was greedy. They focused on the Masha, but he survives. TNC have taken down 4, and it might be TNC going to Game 5.
What's a captain without your members as TNC? A full 4-man charge. Few trying to delay, but Benny pops his immortality. They're clearing out the minions, and we will see a Game 5.
And I'll say it again, we are going to a Game of 5. Day 1 of the playoffs. We get 2 series going the distance, man. This is not the battle of the skies or the battle of the birds without Game 5.
The number 5, the prophecy I dropped in week 2, TNC in 5, they're going to Game 5.
They are